My name's Gabby. I'm a local artist in San Antonio, and I just created this Shabbat book, the artist edition. It is filled with original artwork by me, but in this video I'm going to explain how me and my family practice Shabbat as Christians and what's inside this book and what that can look like for you and your family or friends. So what is Shabbat? Shabbat is a Jewish tradition that is performed on the night going into their weekly Sabbath. So it usually starts on a Friday night and ends on sundown on Saturday. And what they do is there's lots of different prayers, liturgies, little rituals that they do to enter into that day of rest together. So we are not Jewish. We believe in Jesus, we're Christians, and so we wanted to take Shabbat and just enter into that Sabbath rest a little bit differently, because we do believe our Messiah has come. And so this book is a rendition of different prayers and liturgies that can be said on that Friday night or whenever you decide to do your Sabbath, to help you and your family, or you just yourself, get in the right mindset to receive rest from God and to enjoy that day with your loved ones. So this is the book. The Hebrew word Shabbat means to stop, but it can also be translated to delight. It has this dual idea of stopping and also enjoying in God in our lives in this world. The Sabbath is an entire day set aside to follow God's example, to stop and delight. And that is taken from John Mark Comer. In this book, it will guide you through what to do. So you just follow it page by page. There will be a page where it tells you to gather the following. So you will gather a candle. It doesn't have to be a pillar candle like this. It could just be a normal, good smelling candle. You can grab a bowl of salt water. I just pour some water in here, stir around some salt, make it pretty salty. And then a bowl of honey. You don't need a lot. You're just gonna be dipping your finger in it. So some honey, and then I'll have some cute little vases or glasses for wine, and a plate or bowl of bread or crackers of some sort. And then you will just keep walking through each page. So the first page is an opening liturgy for resting in God. And then there's the Shalom Aleichem, which is a traditional prayer welcoming angels. And then you will light the candle together and say these prayers, and there's some scriptures. So you'll light the candle, and that will stay on during the duration of the rest of this book. Then you'll go around and bless the children in the room or children that are not in the room. And you can bless children that are just on people's hearts. And then there's honoring the women. This is read by a man in the household, if there's one present. And there's two different scriptures you can read. One is honoring mothers, and one is honoring those who are not mothers, but are women. And then there's hearing of the word. So someone will either pick a verse that's been on their heart, or you can choose from one of these to read. We'll read some scriptures and some blessings about the Lord being our comfort and how he wipes every tear away from us. It says, "Blessed are you, our Lord, who wipes away every tear." And so everyone will dip their finger in the salt water and taste it. And then the next is the honey. So we will read about the sweetness of the Lord and his word. And so we will taste the honey at the end. And it says, "Lord, may we keep your commands. May our life be sweet with your holy words." So we will all taste the honey. And then it's time for the blessing of the wine, which is the kiddush. the traditional Kiddush blessing, and there's some extra scriptures in here to read. Everyone will taste the wine, and then there's the hamatzi, which is the blessing of the bread. And so we will read these scriptures. We added a few in that we really like that talk about Jesus being the bread of life. We will all taste the bread. And then there's just a closing prayer that we found that's really beautiful. And then that's the end of the book. It's a simple way for you and your family to create a tradition that's really special and sacred and is different, and it's very tangible. You're using your senses to invite God into your life, your heart. You're able to connect these spiritual things happening with you and your body. And so it's honestly been super great for our family. We love doing it. Sometimes we just have time for me and Colby and my son to do it on a Saturday morning, and we have some yummy donuts or tacos. And sometimes we invite friends over on a Friday night. Someone brings some good wine, someone brings the sourdough, people bring treats, like their favorite like Sabbath meal, and we sit down and we read through this together and just enjoy each other's company. And it's really sweet because it's dark. We turn off the lights, we have candlelight going, and it's honestly like such a cool thing that we've integrated into our life. We don't do it every week, but the goal is to do it weekly. So this is going to be a super special gift to have on your counter, on your coffee table, anywhere, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, if you have any questions about this or are skeptical in any way or are curious, just shoot me a message. If I can help you, I will. If I have the answers, I will give them, or I will direct you to someone that does have the answers.